Toronto, and he serves in many temples with his wonderful classes, discourses, guidance, and management skills, expertise, mentorship. If there's a service, he's done it. So we're very honored to have him today, and he'll be giving a class on the glories, I'm sure, Lord Purnima. He's a disciple of His Grace, of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Raj, and Prabhu has been serving, as I said, for many, many years in Iskcon Toronto, and today we have extol him with a special program. So please give me your full attention. We ask all of you to please silence your phones, and now we'll start with the class in just a minute or so. Hare Krishna, thanks.
Jaya Radha Madhava
की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त की जय। श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय। श्री श्री गौर पूर्णिमा की जय। श्री राधा माधव श्री राधा माधव की जय। जगन्नाथ सुभद्रा भद्र की जगन्नाथ सुभद्रा श्रीमती सुभद्रा माता की जय। All glories to the Sami.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the Sami.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the Sami.
Hare Krishna.
All glories, all glories, all glories. Shri Shri Guru and Shri Vata. Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Vicharine. Nirvishesh Shri Vata Rashtrati Shri Prabhupada. Thank you, Jagannath Prabhu, for your kind invitation. Thank you all for coming. I want to thank especially, it's so nice to see, I call them kids, so they are my Bhakti Academy kids. So nice to see you all, and you have a wonderful job. You made such a wonderful difference in Iskcon Toronto, and now I see other members also. Really appreciate it. So today, first of all, before I start, again, give you blessings and permission, obviously, to say a few words that hopefully will make sense. And this is a wonderful occasion of celebration of the appearance of Lord Chaitanya. So we'll talk about his appearance, who he is, and hopefully I'll have enough time to talk about some of the pastimes and messages that Lord Chaitanya performed. So there is a very famous bhajan by Rupanuga Thakur where he says, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahi Anya, Balaram Hoilo Nitai. He says that Shri Krishna Chaitanya is none other than Lord Krishna himself. And Lord Nityananda is Lord Balaram. So the two brothers come here again as two brothers. So what we do is start by talking about how Lord Chaitanya is Krishna and how eager Krishna was to come back, or rather to come as Lord Chaitanya, that even as Krishna he performed the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. So we'll start with that and then we'll take it from there. So I want to first of all also mention that there are about 6 or 7 books that in detail describe the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. The most famous ones are Chaitanya Mangal by Lochandas Thakur, Chaitanya Bhagavat by Krishnadas Kaviraj, Vrindavan Das Thakur, and Chaitanya Charitamrita by Krishnadas Kaviraj. And then you have other books like Chaitanya Chandrodaya, that's by Prabhu Saraswati, by Jagdanand Swami, not Swami, Jagannath Pandit, and a few others. Anyway, so my point is to condense all that in 40 minutes is going to be a real challenge. But that's okay, Prabhu, I'm up to it. Thank you. So, starting again with Lord Krishna. So there is a very wonderful pastime, actually described by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti. And he talks about in Nidhi-1, anybody been to Nidhi-1? Oh, quite a few people, okay, yeah. One day Radha and Krishna were sitting together, enjoying their conversation. And Radha said to Krishna, last night I had a very wonderful dream, but I did not understand it at all. So Krishna said, what is that? He said, I saw that there were a lot of devotees chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And I thought they were, in Vrindavan, by the bank of the Yamuna, singing that. Then I realized this place does not look like Vrindavan. I further realized that devotees do not look like Vrindavan devotees. And I realized also this is not Yamuna. So I was fascinated in watching it, and I noticed that they were singing very nicely, jumping up and down, dancing, getting your name, my name. And then among them was a wonderful, effulgent, tall personality that attracted my attention. And I said, who could it be? And then I said, well, he seems to have feelings for you that I have for you. I said, but it's not me, it's a male. Although same color, but it's a male, so it cannot be me. Then I thought maybe it is you because I suddenly started chanting my name. And I realized that it cannot be you because the color is molten gold as opposed to yours, which is dark blue. So it cannot be you. And then I was wondering, and then I could sense that his feelings for you are really very strong, just as strong as my feelings. So I was really confused. So tell me the meaning of this dream. Who did I see? And Krishna smiled. He took out his cost of money, the jewel. He said, look into this. And he saw a person that looked exactly like the person she saw in her dream. He said, yeah, that's the person I saw. Who is this? And Krishna said, that's me. That's me when I will take your mood and your complexion and will appear in the material world in the age of Kali. He said that, see, I'm going to tell the world to surrender to me. I'm referring to chapter 18, text 66. Sarvdhamanapaitacha, mamekam sharanam. But I know that in the age of Kali, most people will not surrender. They would want to know, what have I got to offer to them? Krishna, what are you going to do to me if I surrender for you? To you. I said, all I'm doing is Mashucha. All I can promise there is worry-free world. And that may or may not be enough for them, so I'm not sure. So therefore, I'm going to come in this form and distribute love of me and you without any qualification, without any consideration of who's fit, who's not fit. And in most cases, even if they don't come to me, I'll go to them and I'll give them that love. Whether they want it or not, I'll give it. So that's one example of how Krishna actually appeared as Lord Chaitanya, giving Radharani the message of what his activity is going to perform. Another very similar pastime, Radha and Krishna and the gopis and the gopas are dancing by the bank of river Yamuna. Can you hear me by the way? It's mostly low. Can you hear me in the back? Yes. And somehow the gopis decided to play a game on Krishna and they hid Radharani. So as you can imagine, Krishna was very upset, looking for Radharani everywhere, to find her. So he sat down in a place which is now famously known as Imlitala. I'm sure if you've been in Vrindavan, you've been there. And he was meditating upon Srimati Radharani, meditating so hard that his complexion changed from dark blue to golden gold color. In the meantime, the gopis realized it's been too long now and enough teasing Krishna, so let's take Radharani to Krishna. So they said to Radharani, I know you're also looking for him. You may say it or not say it. I know you're looking for him, so come on, we'll take you to Krishna. She said, okay, great. So they hurriedly went there and they saw a person sitting there, obviously looking like Lord Chaitanya. So Radha said, that's not Krishna, I'm not going there. And they said, no, trust me, it's Krishna. She said, no, there's no way. So they somehow pulled her, convinced her to go there. And so Radha said, okay, fine, I'm here. It's not Krishna. So they said, touch him. I cannot touch another man. So this is not going to work. As they were talking, somehow Krishna opened his eyes. And they saw each other. And that's all it took. Then they put her hand on Krishna's shoulder. And his color changed immediately to dark blue. So that was the second appearance of Krishna as Lord Chaitanya during the Krishna pastimes. There is another pastime that I'll come back to, which again happened at the time of Krishna performing his pastime as Krishna. I want to switch gears a little bit. You may all know that Lord Nrsimha appeared in Satyu and how he killed Hiranyakashipu. Thank you. And then he had Prabhu sitting on his lap, but they were having a nice conversation. You may also know how angry Lord Nrsimha was, so angry that the demigods, including Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma and Mother Lakshmi, did not dare go near him. But Prahlad was very calm, sitting down nicely, enjoying the association of the Lord, sitting on his lap. And the Lord was talking to him very affectionately, looking at him very affectionately, and suddenly he started crying. Can you imagine Lord sitting there crying? But anyway, he was, and he said to Prahlad, Prahlad, you're very fortunate. But he means that, for you have appeared. So he says, yes. He says, no, you don't understand. You're very fortunate that you have parents. I have no parents. And if you look at the incarnations before Lord Nrsimha, Kurma avatar, Matsya avatar, Vara, no parents. So he said, I want to enjoy being in the lap of my parents. I want to feel the affection I've never felt that. So from now on, I promise you, Prahlad, I will not appear without parents. So look at the incarnations after Lord Nrsimha. They all have friends. Anyway, so that was one desire Lord Nrsimhadev had. So to satisfy that desire, he appeared as Lord Ram in Treta. Now Lord Ram, of course, Kaushalya and Dashrath Maharaj, lots of affection and all that. But there was a problem. The problem was Lord Ram was a prince and a very sober one at that. So even his friends were not his buddies, they were friends but very respectful. Even later on when he developed friendship with Hanuman, Sugriv, Vibhishan, and with friends sometimes wanted to hug. So Lord Ram will extend his arms to hug. Before he could close his arms, the person sitting down his forehead on his lotus feet because they have so much respect for him. So he never had what you call buddies. So that was one. So he wanted to have that. Second was when he went to the forest of Dandakaranya. There were many sages there. They saw Lord Ram and Mother Sita. They got very attracted to Lord Ram. They said to him, "Can you please turn us into females? We want to marry you." And he said, "This time I'm a one-woman man. I cannot marry you. However, I will satisfy your desire. Next time I appear as Krishna, then you get the gopis and the queens of Dwarka and all that." So he had two desires. One, to have buddies. Two, to have more than one wife. So to satisfy those two desires, he came as Lord Krishna. As Lord Krishna, he satisfied those desires, but he developed three desires. This gets more and more complicated. So of course, three desires were that with Radharani, he wanted to understand what is the sweetness that she sees in me, and what is my taste of my sweetness. So somebody explained to me that a mango or sugar cube cannot tell how sweet it is. But one who tastes the mango, or an ant that tastes the sugar cube, can tell that taste. In other words, Krishna cannot tell the taste of his own sweetness, but Radharani can. So you want to see what is that sweetness. Second thing he wanted to know was, what's the pleasure she gets out of loving me? Again, loving yourself, you cannot get that pleasure. That's two. Third, what's the glory of Radharani's love? Why is it that she controls me by her love? I'm the supreme controller, I control everyone, but I'm controlled by her. So to satisfy those three desires, he came as? So again, that connection with Lord Krishna.
What was the first one?
I'm sorry?
What was the first one?
The first one was, what is my sweetness, my beauty that she enjoys so much? So now Krishna is sitting back thinking in the Goloka. After he wrapped his pastimes as Krishna in the material world. And he's thinking back, he's thinking, I sure taught people to surrender, but I did not tell them or rather teach them how to surrender. So not only many will not be willing to, but those who are willing to will not know how to surrender. So I'll go as a devotee and teach them as a mother teaches her sons how to surrender. So that's another reason, an external reason. Then he said that the main reason I appear as Krishna in Dwapar Yuga is not to do yadadai dharmas, to establish the religious principles, or paritranaya salunam vinasha, to kill the demons, protect my devotees. Those are not the real reasons. The real reasons are I want to enjoy my interactions with my pure devotees. Those devotees who refuse to believe on God. Krishna says, when somebody acts like he's my inferior, treats me like a superior, the Lord of the Lords, then it's okay, but something is quite slack in that loving relationship. The formality is introduced because now you're serving me in a mood of awe and reverence. So for example, if you meet, let's say you happen to meet Mark Carney. Everybody knows Mark Carney now, right? Yes, no? He's the new Prime Minister of Canada. And so if you meet him, you're not going to just go and hug him and say, "Hey buddy, how you doing?" Because the formality is there. But if you met your friend or your son or your sister or your brother, no problem. Hug them and do whatever. Right? So Krishna says, I don't enjoy that. People bow down to me and offer prayers and Vedic hymns and all that. I don't have that, receive that pleasure from that. But when somebody acts like my superior and they tell me what to do, they try to dominate me, then I enjoy. So think of Mother Yashoda tying him up with a rope. Imagine Supreme Personality of Godhead, controller of the controller, supreme controller, and provider of everything. Everybody is being tied by a rope by a woman. But because she loves him so much in Vatsalas, he's willing to be tied up. The gopis, same thing, they left everything for them. You talk about Savdaman Paritacha. What is it that the gopis did not leave for? In the middle of the night, all he did was play flute. Right? And they left. Somebody was cooking, they left whatever was on the stove, left it. Somebody was milking the cow, they left it. Somebody was feeding their child, left it. Somebody was with their mother-in-law, massaging her feet. They left. Somebody was the husband, left, just ran. Not caring about what the society will say, what people will say. For Krishna, anything. So he said, those gopis, their mood was such that they will do all that, but at the same time, I can't get away with the mischief. They chastise me like anything. Like especially Radharani, when she doesn't mind the transcendental anger, he melts. And we'll tell you a story about that. That's what I'm saying for the end. Anyway, and you all know the mood in which the residents of Vrindavan served Lord Krishna. How they loved him. How they felt ownership about him. It's so much so that one time, Krishna was playing some games with his friends. And the game was that the one who loses will carry the winner on his shoulders and run. So Krishna was, it was a wrestling match, I think. Was wrestling with Sridham, who was the brother of Radharani. And Sridham defeated him. And he said to Krishna, okay, get down and climb your shoulders, up on your shoulders, and you run. Krishna said, I'm not doing that. Sridham said, well, that's the rule. We agree to that. Maybe for you, not for me. I'm not running. So Sridham said, why not? Now, what does Krishna say? Krishna says, well, I'm a prince. Sridham said, you may be prince in your house, right here in this forest, you're nobody. So get down, let me climb up your shoulders. And well, my father is a king. He may be king there, not here. And so on and so forth. Many arguments. Just defeated all of them. But Krishna said, I am not doing this. Sridham said, you're not doing that? Get out. See that tree over a distance? Go sit there, don't move. Krishna wouldn't say. These boys are continuing their game. Krishna is sitting hoping that somebody will now take pity on me and call me. Nobody's calling. Some boys do want to call him. Sridham says, don't even look at him. That's what he's waiting for. So sitting there an hour, 2 hours will go by, he's thinking, this is what I leave Golok Vrindavan for? Sit here and wait for these guys to call me? So my point is, that's what he enjoys. He likes to be treated by pure devotees that way. So Krishna is saying, I don't enjoy what is. So therefore, I want to tell the world how to have that kind of relationship with me. The only way I can do that is give them pure love of me. And in that pure love, they will not recognize my godhood, but they'll appreciate my sweetness. Krishna appreciates his sweetness being trumped by his godhood. If you think he's God, okay, you are one side. If you don't think I'm God, come with me. So that's just, I want to teach people how to do that, how to develop that kind of love. Because they wouldn't know, I'm going to show them by being a devotee of Krishna, how to love Krishna, and how to feel that mood of separation. And while I'm doing that, I'm also going to grant them that love of Krishna freely. So that's all. Again, his thought was going on. So, by going there as a devotee, I'm going to be like a mother teaching her son how to write A, B, C, D, etc. Then they'll see it, then do it. So that's again, something that's going to do it. Next thing I'll do is, there is again another bhajam, I think it's by Rupanuga Thakur also. Golok ke prem dham, Harina. So, in the Golok Dham, when Raslila happens, typically Radharani in the center, Radha Krishna in the center, 8 Sakhis, the main Sakhis, the circle around them, 16 Sakhis in circle going other way, and then 32, 64, etc., etc. All of them get together, they dance. What do you think they say? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. He brought that, this material world, for us to sing and become purified to it. There's something more than that there. You may all also recall a pastime of Krishna with the gopis, the Ras Leela pastime, the Maharas Leela. And you also know that in the middle of the Ras Leela, Radha and Krishna disappeared, and the gopis were looking for him. Then they found Radharani, but not Krishna. After a long time, they got tired, they sat by the bank of the river, Yamuna, and they sat talking about Krishna. And the famous Gopi Gita, the 19 verses was sung. And then the 19th, Krishna could not control himself, he appeared. And the gopis were really angry. And they were chastising him, how can you do that? It's a very long pastime. But anyway, at the end of it, Lord Krishna said something very wonderful. He said, you have given up all your material, familial relationships. You've broken the chains that bind us to our family and society. You've broken them completely. And you have left everything for me. I so much appreciate that my principle is 411. You know what 411 is? As you serve me, I will serve you. But the way you have served me, the way you surrendered to me, I'm not able to do that, even if I have the lifetime of Brahma, which Earth terms 311 trillion 40 billion years. Plus minus maybe another few hours. So I cannot repay that. Therefore, let your service be your reward. But he said, I'll always be, eternally be grateful to you. So now look at it this way. Suppose you borrow, say, I don't know, $100,000 from somebody, and you're not able to return it. And the person says, don't worry about it, that's okay. Forget that, I can give it. How would you feel about that person? Really grateful, really amazing, and you'd like to tell the world about what a wonderful person this is. Krishna said, I feel that debt about the gopis, therefore when I come as Lord Chaitanya, I will glorify them and their relationship with Krishna. And continuously doing that, Lord Chaitanya did that. So those are some of the reasons why. But there was one other reason that I want to tell you about. And what happened was, Krishna would often do what you call mischiefs. And one of his favorite mischiefs was to tease Radharani. One of his favorite ways of teasing Radharani was to make her wait. So they'll agree on a time, on a place. And as you know, Vrinda Devi, everybody knows Vrinda Devi, right? She was basically the organizer of the rendezvous between Krishna and Radharani. So she'll be responsible for what kind of season is going to be, what kind of breeze is going to blow, what kind of flowers will be there, what kind of fragrance, what kind of instruments are going to be played, what kind of birds are going to chirp, everything minutest detail you can imagine. That's Radharani's job. So she'll be helping them. The Sakhis will prepare the whole thing and they'll wait for Krishna to show up. On this particular day, they waited an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, there's no Krishna. Now Radharani is angry, Sakhis are angry. Lalita and Vishaka is standing at the gate of the Kunja. They're supposed to come, they're talking to each other. So Vishaka said, this is really bad here. That's so often, I don't know when he'll learn his lesson. And Lalita said, I know exactly where he is. He said, yeah? why don't you go find him? So she went. She went and she saw him, guess where? With Chandravali. I hope everybody knows who Chandravali is. Just call it competitor of Radharani for Krishna's affections. So she came back in a very angry mood, told Vishakha, that's where that rascal is. You know, and they got very angry. They went to Radharani and told her what's happened. Radharani said, okay, declare I will never see him again. I don't want to see his face. They went home. But Lalita and Vishakha stayed for some reason. Then a few more hours later, Krishna showed up. Hey, I'm here. They said, hey, you're here, so what? So Krishna wasn't expecting that, I guess. So he said, I got late, I had some things to do. Lalita said, I know what you had to do. I know who you were, I know who you were with, etc. etc. Radharani does not want to see you. Get out. So Krishna tried to convince them, nothing doing, you get out. So Krishna was very sad. And they told him, Radharani does not want to see you ever again. He will be more sad. Anyway, so he left. As he was walking by, he saw Purnima. Hope all of you know what Purnima is. She's Yoga Maya basically, again, responsible for facilitating the pastimes. So he saw her, for his obeisance and said, this is what's happened, so help me. So she smiled and she said, I already know what's going on. You go to Vrinda Devi, she'll help you. So he goes to Vrinda Devi. So the story, help. She said, yeah, I'll help you. She said, sit down. She sat down. And she said, change your clothes from pitambar, which is the yellow colored, gold colored clothes, to saffron color. Because he what? He says, I'm not a brahmachari. He says, I know that. Change. So change. Then she said, get rid of your flute. And he said, that's my existence. I cannot get rid of flute. Sorry, that's my trademark. There's no murli there without murli. So I cannot do that. I said, no, get rid of that. She did that. Then she said, shave your hair. Your long, curly, beautiful hair, shave them off. He said, that's my existence. I cannot do that. She said, you want to see Radharani? So he did. He said, okay, everything fine now? I'm okay now? She said, no, one more thing. What? Your color is not good. Your color is not good? Oh, okay. So, turn it into molten gold. So Krishna turned into molten gold. Now, shaved head, no murli, saffron clothes, molten color. Who does he look like? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. She said, now you go and beg. Beg for love of Krishna to everybody you meet. Go from village to village to village. So now he's going village to village to village, begging everybody to give love of Krishna. And finally he comes to that kunja. And he's told that Radharani got home. So he goes home and is there. And Lalita says, who are you? He obviously doesn't want to say, I'm sannyasi. Sorry, I'm Krishna. He says, I'm just sannyasi. She says, I know you because I know that because I saw you from a distance. And I'll be honest with you, we were very impressed, very attracted. There's something about you. But when he heard you singing a song, he's basically singing a song was that Krishna has stolen my mind and I cannot live without him. And please, all of you, give me that love of Krishna that may remain in my heart. So they said, when I heard you singing like that, we were really impressed. And we want to help you. So he said, they said, so what do you want? He said, I'm just a bhikshuk. Bhikshuk means I'm a beggar. So it's okay, beg. And he says, I just want to see your mistress, the head. And they said, well, she's in a bad shape right now because some things have happened and not in a very good mood, not feeling well. And, but by the way, you're sannyasi, so you must be Jyotish also, you must be an astrologer. He says, yes, I know everything. He's taking 726, Vedaham Samtitani, Vartamanani Charjana, Bhavishyani Chatbhutani, Krishna. I know everything, I know the past and the present, I know everything that's going on. So they say, okay, in that case, come and help our queen. So they take him inside. Radha is in the room, he's now just outside the room. And they invite Radharani to come and meet this astrologer sannyasi. So she said, no, I'm not in the mood to meet anybody. And Krishna starts singing the same song again. Krishna has told my mind, I cannot live without him. Somebody please help me get back love of Krishna. Krishna to me. When she heard that, she said, okay. She came to the room. But you may recall that in those days, women had very long veil. You can't really see their face. They can see you, but you can't really see. So she came, the veil was on. And Lalita and Vishaka, they came and had her take a seat. They gave a seat opposite her to Krishna or the sannyasi. And they said, if a Jyotish gave her hand, so she put her, Lalita took hold of Radharani's hand and put it like this and said, see the lines. I said, I cannot touch a woman's hand. I'm a sannyasi. I'm not allowed to touch any woman's hand. So I cannot do that. They said, well then how will you tell her future? He says, no, I can just look at the forehead, the lines on the forehead and tell the future of anybody. Of course he can. So after some hesitation, Radharani agreed. And she pulled her veil up. And he looked at her. Sure enough, when Krishna is looking at you, you cannot keep your eyes closed. So Radharani looked at him. The immediate effect of Radharani looking at this so-called sannyasi was the clothes changed to gold color. The hair came back, the flute magically appeared, and suddenly you had Krishna sitting in front of Radharani. And that's how they met. The point of that story is that Krishna acted like a beggar from Radharani. When Krishna comes as Lord Chaitanya, he acts like a beggar. So when he told Haridas Thakur and Nityanand Prabhu to go from house to house, what did he say? That Prati ghare giya mango ei bhiksha. Sorry, Prati ghare giya mango ei bhiksha. Bolo Krishna, bhajo Krishna, Gaura Krishna. Go to every house, house to house to house, and beg for people to chant Krishna's name, do Krishna bhajan, and talk about some messages which is Papa. And when they went there, that's what they would do. A lot of them would say, Prabhu da agyay mangi ei bhiksha. Bhajo Krishna, Gaho Krishna, Gaura Krishna. I've been ordered by my Lord to beg you for this. And how did they beg? Lord Nityanand would get on his obeisances, on his knees, offer obeisances, ask people to please take Krishna's name. And that was the mood he was representing when he was doing the same pastime. Radharani extended that in his Chaitanya Leela and was going from place to place. And then wherever he could not go to bed, for example, the house of the householder's house, the bars and those kind of places where the sannyasis are not supposed to go, they said, Lord Nityanand, to go and teach these people by begging them to chant Krishna's name. So this is the Supreme Personality of God, Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityanand, the owner and proprietor of everything, the supreme controllers. In Krishna Leela, they killed the demons. In Chaitanya Leela, they begged the demons to become Krishna conscious. They kill the demons in Krishna Leela, they kill the demoniac tendencies in Lord Chaitanya's Leela. And that's the biggest difference in the mood of Lord Krishna, Lord Chaitanya, even though they have the same personality. And he was so determined to start this chanting movement, the Hare Krishna movement, that he set it up right from the beginning. So, for example, let's talk about the circumstances in which he appeared. This Phalguni Purnima, the day we just celebrated last Thursday. And at the same time, there was a lunar eclipse. Now, the tradition in lunar eclipse is that, in India is that the eclipse is considered an inauspicious time. So, in inauspicious time, the devotees chant Krishna's name. So, Hari Bol kind of thing will be going on. The interesting thing was that with so many of them doing that, those who were non-devotees, they started mocking them. What is this nonsense? They're saying Hari Bol, Hari Bol. The Muslims will be saying, what is this Hari Bol, Hari Bol? Not realizing by mocking them, they are also saying Hari Bol, Hari Bol. You had it all set up. Right? Then he appeared. No, I don't know. I'm only, I think, what, 5 more minutes? So I'm going to cut short on the details, but the point is, when he appeared, again, his pastimes were such that he would cry and cry and cry until women figured out, the friends of Suchi Mata, that if you say Hari Bol, he stops crying. So he had them, chant Krishna's name by doing this pastime. I'm going to just choose one from I have here. Yeah, just a very short one. Advaita Acharya is one of the 5 personalities, right? Everybody knows that. So he was about 54 years older than Lord Chaitanya. He was also the god brother of Lord Chaitanya's spiritual master. So Ishwar Puri, the spiritual master of Lord Chaitanya, Advaita Acharya and Lord Nityananda, they were all disciples of Madhavendra Puri. So spiritual uncle of Lord Chaitanya. So 54 years older is spiritual uncle, so Lord Chaitanya will always give him respect. Advaita Acharya had the mood of being a servant. He did not want respect, he wanted, chastisement. Lord Chaitanya would not do that. So what happened was that many times when they'll be meeting in the house of Shivas, at night, all night they'll be chanting Krishna's name. And sometimes in his ecstasy, Lord Chaitanya will faint. And every time he fainted, Advaita Acharya will go and take the dust of his lotus feet and put it on his forehead. So one day Lord Chaitanya was dancing and he stopped and says, I'm not enjoying this. And so everybody stopped also and they were scared. Why is Lord Chaitanya not in the mood? And Lord Chaitanya said, somebody has stolen something valuable from me. I don't like that, I need to know who that is. So everybody was quiet, nobody wanted to complain against Advaita Acharya. And finally, when Lord Chaitanya will not move at all, Advaita Acharya came and said, I'm the one who took the dust from you. Lord Chaitanya got very angry and started glorifying. And that's the transcendental anger. Glorifying a person is angry with, you're this and that, and so wonderful, so knowledgeable, and so much older than me, and mindful, and on and on and on. And he said, now I'm going to take this from your lotus feet. Advaita Acharya said, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. You're the Lord, you're my Lord. He started running. So now imagine the scene. Lord Chaitanya is chasing somebody who's 54 years old, so maybe 75 years old or something like that at that time. Chasing. So they're running in circles. Finally, Advaita Acharya got tired, he stopped, fell down. Lord Chaitanya got on top of him and forcibly took the dust from his feet and said, I have robbed the robber. So once again, the point is, Lord Chaitanya came with one single purpose, and that is to turn everybody into Krishna conscious person. And his personality was such that simply from looking at him, people will become Krishna conscious. The stories about his pastime to travel South India, he went to so many villages, and the whole village will become Krishna conscious just by seeing him. And then the villagers will meet their next door villagers, and by seeing them, they will become, the whole area will become Krishna conscious because of Lord Chaitanya's presence. How many moments do I have done? Oh, great. Okay, then I can tell you something different. So what happened was, one time when Lord Chaitanya decided to go to Vrindavan from Jagannath Puri, in those days, as you know also from the story of Madhavendra Puri, the roads were not, obviously hardly existed, but they were very dangerous. There were dacoits and robbers who would rob people of their whatever money they had. So as Lord Chaitanya was going to Vrindavan, King Prataparudra, who was the king of Orissa at that time, he said, up until the boundary of my state, there's no problem. But the governor of the next state is a robber himself. He's famous for killing people and robbing them and looting them and all that. So he sent his representative to meet the governor and say, please let these people go safely. So when the representative went to governor, he said, okay, let me think about this. And he sent his spies to see who this person is that King Pratap wants to protect and give a report back. So this person went and stayed 2 or 3 days and watched the whole Sankirtan scene, let's call it, and went back and reported. Just hearing the description of the Sankirtan, that governor was getting very impressed. His heart was changing already. So then he said, I want to go and meet this personality. So he came. Now the interesting thing is, he's a Muslim person. But what is he wearing when it comes to Lord Chaitanya? Vaishnava dress. And he sees Lord Chaitanya from a distance, he offers obeisances from a distance. He's already crying. When he meets Lord Chaitanya embraces him. Of course, that's what they call pravartan, which means the transformation of the heart. So Lord Chaitanya, of course, is Lord, but it's not surprising, but in his past time, he was transforming the heart of the people simply by their looking. And at the end of this, the governor said, not only am I going to make sure that you're safe, I'm going to take you to the other side of the Ganges in a boat, and my boat will accompany you. So that's what they did. And the party got on one boat, the governor and his soldiers got another boat, they accompanied the Lord to the next side, next bank of the river, and okay, so maybe there's some questions or comments. There's 2 more minutes, I think. Maybe. So I'm going to stop. Thank you very much for patiently listening. And any questions or comments or?
The 4 rasas, the 4 relationships that anyone can have with Krishna. Is it like anyone can have a relationship with Krishna outside of his court? Outside his court?
So actually there are 5 pillars, as you know. One is for neutrality, and then there are people that devote to avoid that one also. But it's not talked about because there's no rasa there. Right? So there's nothing beyond that.
Can someone see Krishna as father and have that relationship?
Yes, so that's really a form of vatsalya where you are serving your parents who's in vatsalya mode. So you are in servant mode, Dasaras, serving your parents who's in vatsalya. So there's 2 relationships. You, the son, is in Dasaras, the father is in vatsalya. So there's a combination of those 2. In the rasa, by the way, by definition, there's 2 people involved, right? So if you take any mellow, there's 2 people. Even in the conjugal mode, there's 2 people. Without Krishna, there's no conjugal mode, right? So he's doing his way and you're doing your way. Okay? Happy Gaura Purnima to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Rupanuga Prabhu. All right, so the next part of the program, we'll do an offering, so we'll cover so people can bring the offering tray in from the deities. We'll do that for 5-10 minutes, and in the meantime, Kirtan can go on, and then we'll start with the Abhishek. So we can start with Kirtan or Gaura in time.